What is up, everybody? Welcome in to this episode 2 of our Zero Running Back season series, where we're following my zero running back team. That's the strategy I used to draft this team throughout the entire season. It is week 1. Football is back. I am stoked for this. For season, for fantasy football, for everything. It's going to be a great year. And I'm really excited for this series, in this season series that we're doing. So, also we're doing another season series, and that's our listener league. That's going to be released on Wednesdays. And if you haven't checked out that live draft, go do that. Go check out that live draft. It was a lot of fun. We had a couple people, competitors who were drafting, and they joined in the middle of the draft, kind of gave us their thoughts on their draft picks, kind of gave us their strategies, insights, and things like that. So go check that out. Also, be on the lookout for more episodes dropping every Wednesday. In regards to that, that's going to be a really fun series as well. We will have other guys in the league on throughout this throughout the season, so that's going to be a ton of fun. But as for this season series, today's episode is going to be pretty short. We've already gone over the team, who I drafted, and what I've done. The only move I made, and I talked about it earlier in the last episode, in the first episode, I dropped AJ Green, grabbed the defense because I do need a defense, and I grabbed the Giants defense this week. They're playing the Denver Broncos. And I think, we could see the Giants get a couple turnovers, which is why I went after them compared to anyone else on the board. But let's jump into it. I'm gonna show you guys what we're working with, and then I'm gonna walk you through my matchup. So here we go. We have got, obviously, starting this week, Kyler Murray, Raheem Mostert, Darrell Henderson, Devontae Adams, D-Hop, and CeeDee Lamb is my 3 wide receivers. Logan Thomas is my starting tight end. Juju Smith-Schuster in my flex, and then the Giants defense. Really, for me, the only question mark right now is Juju Smith-Schuster. Do I want to play him, or do I want to play Darnell Mooney? I keep going back and forth on it. I think for week 1, I'm going to just stick to Juju. Let him, like I talked about when in that episode 1. I think he's going to be a safe flex option. Should get me about 10 points or so, or close to it. So he should be a solid flex there. As far as Darnell Mooney, I think he's got a high upside ceiling. But the issue is, and I don't know if y'all remember, and you probably do, the beef he had with Jalen Ramsey going into the year. And I guess it really wasn't him. It was just Twitter that, was posting all about it, how he burnt Jalen Ramsey. And we all know Jalen has tweeted out about it, talked about it, and said he circled this game. So I think I'm going to, keep Darnell Mooney down on the bench. The other one, in my opinion, would be KJ Hamler, another high upside guy, sneaky guy. I know a lot of people are looking at Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, and Noah Fant in that offense, but I do think we see KJ Hamler have a really good year. It's why I actually grabbed him with my last pick. I think he's going to be he could be potentially one of those quote unquote sleepers that we always love to find. So that's why I grabbed him. But again, kind of high risk, potentially high reward, because he is a big playmaker. So right now, I think that's where I'm going to keep it. Another potential change would be to Darrell Henderson if something does come of his thumb injury. As of right now, he is slated to play. Sony Michel, who I do have on the team, Sean McVay did say that he is picking up the playbook pretty well, and should be ready to go for Sunday. There are reports that Sony Michel's not going to get a ton of work, but he should see 5 to 10 carries or touches. So obviously he's not really an option for me unless Darrell Henderson is a last-minute scratch or a scratch from the game. At that point, I'd probably throw Sony Michel in. And then Jamal Williams, he was a consideration, but today they did announce that Dan Campbell did announce that DeAndre Swift is going to be playing. So I took him off that list. He's another guy who could have competed for that flex option or even that RB2 option. I think Jamal still has a little bit of fantasy value this week, but I think it's a little it's risky. It's very risky going up against that San Francisco 49ers defense and that defensive line. I think it's going to be tough sledding for the Detroit Lions all year. But this game is definitely going to be a tough one out, especially for the running backs. So I'm going to keep him where he is. Now let's jump into my matchup. I'm feeling pretty confident. Obviously you can see up here, Sleeper has me favored by a little. I really could care less what those numbers say, whether I'm up or down. I like my quarterback situation compared to his quarterbacks. I'm lacking in my running back room compared to his. He's got Jonathan Taylor, James Robinson. However, I do think Raheem Mostert, he is one of my starts of the week or my must starts. I think he's going to finish as running back 1 this week, going up against the Detroit Lions. He looked really good in that week 3 preseason game. And I think there's a possibility he finishes ahead of one of these 2 running backs. If I had to guess, and it might be a little shocking, but I would say it's Jonathan Taylor he could finish ahead of. But like I said, I have him slated for running back 1 this week. It may not finish above either of those guys, but potentially he does have that potential. Darrell Henderson, of course, going up against Chicago, pretty tough matchup. And he still is injured or has that slight thumb injury. He has been practicing, so that is a good sign. But like I said, I am definitely lacking compared to him in the running back room. Now, as far as the wide receivers, I feel confident all across the board. To be honest, I like D-Hop and D Adams more than his number 1. I like him more than DK this week. And I like CD more than I like Kenny Golladay and Robbie Anderson. So I am pretty confident, that my receivers are going to do what they're supposed to do and push me towards victory. My only concern with CD Lamb, bug. My only concern with CD Lamb is Zach Martin is not playing on that offensive line, and he's going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. They're going to be celebrating their, Super Bowl victory, so it could be a little bit of tough sledding, but I'm confident he's at least going to put up more points than both Kenny and Robbie. So not overly worried. As far as my tight end play, Logan Thomas, love him over Robert Tonyan. Like we've been kind of talking about Robert Tonyan a little bit or a lot. When we talk about tight ends, we do think he is a little bit touchdown dependent. And I like Logan Thomas's matchup, to be frank. So I like that there. As far as my flex spot, I do think Sleeper has it right here. I would give the edge to Miles Sanders, but if Juju gets in the end zone, or a couple of big plays, or if Kenneth Gainwell cuts into Miles Sanders' role more than expected, even going against the Atlanta defense, that might help me. But I would give the favor towards Miles Sanders. And then finally, our defenses. He's got Buffalo versus Pittsburgh, and I've got New York versus Denver. And this is, I don't agree here with Sleeper. I do think that the Giants have a better possibility of scoring more points than the Buffalo Bills this week. That Pittsburgh offense, even though, with the offensive line struggles, they've got a ton of playmakers around them. I think it could be a high scoring game, which could be, to the benefit of me and not to the Buffalo Bills defense. So I like that there. Obviously, here's his bench just so you can get a look at it. He might make some changes before Sunday, but who knows? He's got Mike Gesicki on the bench. Kind of like that play. I would like that play, honestly, over Robert Tonyan. Don't know if he'll make that. Tyler Kroft, the other tight end for the Jets, and then Randall Cobb, DJ Chark, David Johnson, and T. Law on the bench. Actually, I mean, personally, if I were him, I'd be playing Trevor Lawrence over Joe Burrow. I think Trevor Lawrence has a really good week against that weak Houston defense. So I hope he doesn't, but that could, uh, I think that could help him out a bit. But that is it. That is my matchup. That's what I've got this week. Next week, next Tuesday, what we'll be doing is something similar. We'll be going over what happened. I'll show you what happened with my weekly matchup, who I'm looking at on the waivers, if I'm looking at anybody on the waivers, kind of recapping the week, and then talking about any injuries maybe I potentially have. And then we'll be looking forward to my next matchup. So be a little longer episode, not much, but it will be a little more informational and filled, I guess you could say, next week. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe and smash that like button. Also, if you're interested in this, let me know, first of all, what you think about the teams in the comments. Let me know who you think's going to win. Do you think I have a shot to win this week? Or do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to beat me? Let me know in the comments. And then don't forget to subscribe, like, and then share this with somebody. That'd really mean a lot to us. Also, just so you guys are aware, I meant to talk about at the beginning of the episode, we have decided that this series is going to be YouTube only. We are not going to be releasing it on the podcast or the audio format. That way we can keep that for kind of open and not as cluttered. Keep that open for more season and seasonal information and week, kind of like our plays and things like that. More fantasy information rather than just a series, a fun series that we're doing. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Like I said, share this with somebody. We'd really appreciate it. Share it on Facebook, on Twitter. We're going to be tweeting it out. So retweet that. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Love you guys. We will see you next time.